Okay, I'm gonna fill my coffee and be back. Play the clarinet down there.
Oh, nice.
And I'm working on a number of songs. This is a fantastic time to learn new stuff. I'm an economic sociologist. So unlike economists, economic sociologists look at everything economists look, plus the social context of economic world. For instance, for my dissertation research, I carried out research on commodities, futures, and options. And I was trained as a trader, and I traded on the ground. So we believe that, much like designers, actually, economic sociologists believe that we need to not only look at what's going on, read data, but also learn and understand how actors, economic actors, do things on the ground.
How did you get into the blockchain technology?
I was running alongside Bosphorus in Istanbul, jogging. And I realized that when I listened to things, I ran longer hours. And I listened to one TED talk about the future of money. And then knowing all these TED talks, their polished ways of talking about reality, of course, I didn't believe what she said. Everything she said was wrong. And I could feel that she was trying to sell something like all TED Talks do. You need to understand two things in life: read my book, follow my Twitter handle, and then, TED Talkish simplicity. The total economic universe that cryptocurrencies created by then, when Bitcoin's price went all the way to $19,000, was larger than 89% of national economies in the world.
Mm-hmm.
There is no way that we could dismiss that. And then I began to look at the socioeconomic universe of blockchains and cryptocurrencies. And preliminary research suggested that there was much that we didn't know about it. And I decided carrying out research about them like 2 years ago. So let's first think about what money is. Money is a social relationship. And we summarize a social relationship with a materiality. For instance, when you have a coin, it summarizes us the trust that we have in social institutions of exchange. I'm going to give you one metal money and you're going to give me some barley, kind of trust. You can't eat that metal money. It represents a certain value for you. And such a success in representing value draws on those social relations, right? Imagine that the trust in Venezuelan money collapsed and no one takes it. Whereas trust in US dollar is high, everyone takes it. They are still metal money, or they are still paper money. Around 11 years ago, a guy or people who call themselves Satoshi Nakamoto proposed a new money form as materiality, which was Bitcoin. And this is new in the sense that we financialize the right to send data for the first time in history. So I send a piece of data from here to you, Ansen, and my right to send this data in a secure space, in a public geography, is financialized as value. And you can call this value a Bitcoin, Ethereum, this and that, right? By and large, philosophically, we are making value out of data, and we are also making monies out of data for the first time in history. And these data monies are called cryptocurrencies. So blockchain is this magical notebook that we begin to account for what we do among each other. However, in order for us to account for those relations, to work as the accountants of those relations, that protocol, that book, that blockchain should give us something, right? for our time. I'm going to be looking.
The accountant, yeah.
So because people don't have time, they wouldn't be accounting for each other's work, right? Unless you have a mental problem, right? Mm-hmm. So the blockchain, whatever it's called, blockchain of Bitcoin, Ethereum, this and that, promises you a carrot, a digital carrot, and tells you that if you account for those relations, I'm going to give you a gift, a carrot. And Bitcoin is this gift for all the accountants who keep running the system by writing down who gives what to whom. Okay? And in every 10 minutes, one of the accountants, they can be called miners too, get a Bitcoin. Actually, it's 25 Bitcoins, 12.5 Bitcoins, or originally it was 50 Bitcoins. Mm. So then when we begin to, when I send you Bitcoin, it actually means that I send you a piece of data that cannot be replicated by Control and pasting it, that cannot be sent again, all right, by me, because it's written on blockchain. So blockchain makes the right to send these data privately in a public space without a fraud. That's what it does.
Like PayPal or Venmo and now even Libra, and you're going to get off on this one, but you might, isn't that already digital money?
No. When you represent your US dollar digitally, it is digital money. The difference between US dollar represented digitally and Bitcoin, that is data money, is the following. A digital money is digital representation of paper money. It has a corresponding US dollar somewhere in your account. So if I send you $10 via Venmo right now, it is in reality moving of 10 paper money US dollars from my account to your account, from HSBC to Citibank. This is normal money as we know it, fiat currency represented digitally. Data money draws on materialization of money on data, and it does not represent any fiat currency necessarily. Blockchains, by and large, can replace any kind of accounting relationship, any kind of controlling relationship.
Or ownership of
yes.
anything.
Yes. And registration, titling, accounting, all these relations can be moved to blockchain.
In your paper, you were saying that Ethereum is the big bang of blockchain. Why is Ethereum important? What's the difference to a regular Bitcoin?
In Bitcoin blockchain, you can put together a preliminary programming on Bitcoin blockchain. However, it's limited compared to Ethereum. Whereas Ethereum is giving actors to write programs to their data strings. For instance, I write a program such as I'm going to send 10 Bitcoins to Anselm if New York City exceeds 95 Fahrenheit next month. Mm-hmm. All right. So 95 Fahrenheit is an oracle. It's independent of our relationship. There'll be some data coming from, say, Weather Channel. And we write a program. We say that if New York City weather exceeds 95 Fahrenheit, Koray is going to send 10 Bitcoins to Anselm.
Let me write that down.
And so this is actually sometimes they call it a smart contract, because my sending you 10 Bitcoins draws on the fact that New York City passes 95 Fahrenheit. So this can be programmed in Ethereum system. After this, people made a lot of new monies drawing on Ethereum platform. This made it possible for people to build a myriad different kinds of monies with myriad different kinds of services. That's why Ethereum proved to be the Cambrian explosion of cryptocurrencies. We cannot say that state is good or bad just because it exists, because it's a human organization. It depends on us how we try to operate it. Blockchains give us new economic possibilities. And money making is one of those. I'm not sure that one can talk about economic equality and democracy without talking about democratization of monies. If people do not have a say on how their monies are created and used, it is very difficult to talk about economic empowerment. And money means subjectively different things to the people according to the people who uses it. Sociologists of money have empirically showed that a poor person's money is categorically different than a rich person's money. And I'm not talking about its effect on life only, but on how we earmark money to have a larger say on how we use it. If you're a cooperative, for instance, you may choose to issue your own data money and then run all your transactions on your own money, thus earmark your own economization relationship away from, say, capitalist markets. It's a possibility. You may choose to do that. And I believe the next century, we're going to see more and more experiments like this.